Hello, everybody. Welcome to the September 4th edition of Sports Scope tonight. Opening night in the NFL. The Mad New Yorker found a way. He's made it. Thought we was going to have a technical problem there, but it looks like he's going to be here. We'll talk about everything. Do a quick recap. I'll get his brackets and everything and picks for tonight's game and ask him a little bit about, obviously, Bill Belichick and everything. So stand by. We'll take our first snowball break. We'll be back here momentarily. We'll hit the ground running quick, fast, and in a hurry here on the Real Sports Scope. Hello, Sports Scope followers. The program has seen tremendous growth since going 5 days a week. I just wanted to thank everybody for your cash contributions and sharing the program with friends and families. Just a reminder, if you want to contribute to the program, go to the Cash App, the cash sign, and Sports Scope. There are other ways to contribute to the program listed at the bottom of the screen. If you want to advertise on the program, go to sports, that is sports with an S, another S, scope, SKOPE, at gmail.com, just like it's listed at the bottom of the screen. Thank you and enjoy the program. Alrighty then, we're back here live. Let me bring up the Mad New York. Man, crowd loves you, man. I told you wasn't gonna make it, and you found a way to make it anyways.
Can you hear me? We good?
Yeah.
Good deal. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem, brother. I thought there was an echo there for a second, but looks like we're good to go. We'll do a quick, you know what? What's your thoughts, man? Seems like there's a little bit of delay there. Do you just want to call me, Chief? Because I can't hear you. It's like a delay, and I'm hearing myself echo back there.
Yeah, is that on your side? Because I don't see it on this side. 1 second.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait. Well, I guess he's trying to get situated here. Anyways, so like I was saying yesterday, Bill Belichick, man, was Bill Belichick having his girlfriend on the sideline there, and having his girlfriend on the sideline there just makes me think about. Now he's came back in there. Let's see what we got. Hey, Carlos.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's really good, Chief. What's your thoughts, man, about Belichick's debut at North Carolina? I kind of said mine yesterday. It seems like he's he talks about not being distracted, no days off. That's always been his brand, and it just kind of annoyed me that, he's got his 24-year-old girlfriend walking around on the sideline. He's got supposedly a few of his sons working on the staff, not just his son on the DC, and one of his friend's sons also working with the staff. I don't know if this is more about keeping this girlfriend happy and his sons getting them started rather than actually winning football games. What's your thoughts about that, man?
Yeah, I think when you get a new coach, no matter whether he brings in people or whether there's people that he's keeping close to come in and help him out, that's never been an issue for Bill Belichick as far as like trying to bringing up those type of guys and coaches. So I mean, everybody does that in the NFL as well, and so in college it's just as bad. So as far as his personal relationship, that needs to go to the backside. He needs to find a way to just, like he did in the NFL, ignore all the media and just focus on what, every single game one at a time. He's at UNC, and the ACC is kind of, there's only a few teams on the top, and it's gonna be difficult because as many kids that go there maybe because of his name and wanting to play a college type of football
Yeah.
player. So
Okay.
he's not getting the same ranked players that these other teams are getting. He's getting, fours and a few fives, star athletes, but he's not getting the creme de la creme because of not only did he start late, but he's also got to put in his work. He's got to get that culture going. He's got to, right now I'm sure he's not worried about anything because he's getting paid. And the most important thing that he needs to do is just focus on getting those kids ready for the NFL. Once the season gets going, those guys that pop eventually that are younger are gonna bring in more people, more guys to surround them to build a better team. But right now, I never thought that Bill Belichick going either on any football team or even at the college level, he could just turn around a team. And I think because he's, coming in right after Deion Sanders has done what Deion Sanders has done, people are like have this whole idea that he'd be able to do the same thing. But these are two different personalities, different men, two different teams that they went to, and you just can't expect the same results. You just can't. And this is football. It's always been a battle in the trenches, and you got to take it from there and build from what you got. And he's gonna eventually have a good team, but right now I don't think he can just whip that up from the middle of nothing just because he's always been a good defensive mind, a good coach, and has success in the NFL. Because I personally, I don't feel like it works that way. Sometimes you do need some luck. Sometimes you need better players. And for Bill Belichick, he's at UNC and he needs a little bit of everything right now. And having a distraction is not helping for sure, but he needs that to go away. If anything, he needs that situation of his personal life. He needs to be put somewhere behind where the media just eventually will forget about it. And the only thing that's going to help Bill Belichick become successful is winning. So he needs
winning here's all.
Yeah,
there's still maybe what I didn't really like about it was not the fact that they lost the game or anything like that. It's the fact that the defense didn't look like a Bill Belichick.
They got blown
out. The football. That didn't look like a Bill Belichick. Maybe they make some adjustments and it gets better, but early on, man, that was really disappointing.
Yeah, so Robert, they got shut out. They got shut out. They didn't even score as much as they tried, but they didn't score much. So the problem is that people are expecting Patriots type football at UNC, and that's not it doesn't happen overnight. So it's great to have expectations. It's great to buy tickets. It's great to be excited. But again, you got to turn around and win. And here's the thing: you're paying this guy a lot of money. So this has become a New York type scenario. We paid a lot of money. We want to see a lot of things and good things happen. And that's not how real life sports works. No matter what activities going, because at the end of the day, it's the battles in the trenches and those things got to be won. And if you were to grade Bill Belichick today, you'd give him an F. So
that's a total failure. Hey, we got a lot to cover. Good points there, Chief. What's your thoughts? By the way, you're up 1-0 in the football pick'ems. Ohio State, they pulled it off. They did beat Arch Manning. Thought he'd play a little bit better. Didn't expect him to be a world beater. What's your thoughts on that Big Texas law or the Ohio State win? Excuse me. And Arch Manning in his play in his debut.
Yeah, I mentioned this. We talked about this defense on both ends for the
they played well.
Yeah, Longhorns as well as
defense played well.
Yeah, as well as Ohio State, but you're not going to win like that. You have to have defense, but you have to score points. This game was, I felt like it was a little bit not what anybody was expecting. And I don't think it even broke the under. So
oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was the under. I told you it'd be low score, and I didn't think it'd be that low score.
Yeah,
but
I mean
20. I think I had like 20-60, but I had it the other way, obviously. But
yeah, I mean, so I didn't.
Had it in the bar burner.
Yeah, so I think we all wanted a better and a more exciting game, and but what we saw is two teams in the testament that their football team has great defenses on both sides, and for Arch Manning, I said this, and I was like, is he going to come and take this team by and put him on his shoulder and get his his stats, and it didn't happen that day, and it didn't look like he had any answers for that defense that Matt Patricia put out there. So
Matt Patricia earning his stripes back in the football world. I'm proud of the guy for doing that. He's not a people's person,
right.
And he's got a bad rep after his stock was down as a coach when he left Detroit. It was not good at all.
So it's good for him to reestablish himself as
right. Just one game, but that's pretty good performance. Yeah.
But Archman's gonna have to play a few games, and take the team and lead and try to get more points to even be on the ballot for Heisman. Right now he's not even in talks, right? Not the way he played. So
no.
And I don't think.
Do you think is he 8 months away? You probably saw my little clip there. Is he 8 months away from being an NFL player, in your opinion? Would you draft him number 1 overall after that?
I would. Two things. If I'm Arch Manning, I stay in school as long as possible and just reap the benefits of NIL, and also get a little bit more a little bit of practice and reps in there. And if I'm any NFL team, just be weary of drafting an NFL quarterback at number 1 anyways. Right now is not a good time. And what is Sarkisian? What is he coaching there that will make Arch Manning the number 1 draft pick as a QB1 for any NFL team? What is he doing that's so great that he needs to be the 1 pick?
Right.
How's these kids?
I said it the whole time. You got guys like Colin Cowherd saying that he should go no matter what. I gave you 2 examples of players who did come out after 1 year of starting. Anthony Richardson, who's already been benched, and Mitch Trubisky, who's not even a starter in the NFL.
No,
Trubisky was picked over 2.5-year starter. Patrick Mahomes, okay? So you got to get those reps. The people are so caught up in that name and that thoroughbred, but actually started to see some good things out of him in the second half. So it's time you have to practice to get better in life, man. It's just don't happen that way.
And I harp on this all the time. You don't get developed in the NFL. NFL is not for development. NFL is to play and make money. What is he getting? How is he getting developed at Texas, at University of Texas? That they're doing such a great job that he's going to get picked number 1. That's all. I mean, that to me is, if I'm a scout, that's what I like. Besides watching the tape, watching his reps, watching his arm strength, where's Sarkisian and those QB guys? What are they setting this guy up for? Because whatever he gets from University of Texas from this season, if he goes into the draft, will be what he's going to play off of in the NFL.
Yeah, he's not. He's a better overall coach, but I think than Lincoln Riley. But he's not the quarterback whisperer of a Lincoln Riley at USC. So
these guys
that's a fair point, because they like. I think he ran the ball a little too much early. I understand the first few series, but you get a sense that he was coaching scared. About midway through the first quarter in that game, I'm like, okay, you're running on 3rd and long here. What are you afraid of? If you coach scared, Arch is going to play scared. He's already scared because he's playing in front of at Ohio State, his first really big game, But I felt like he coached scared in that game, and that is a fair criticism of his system. It's not really that great.
No, and to be honest,
good players. Look at the players they put out in the NFL. Bijan Robinson's an awesome running back, man.
Yeah, and my thing is this: it's like you talk about Urban Meyer, we talked about Harbaugh and how he's developed quarterback. But even if you talk about these guys who have background in being quarterbacks and developing quarterbacks, their QBs who've gone out in the first round aren't really as successful as the QBs who stayed in college the longest and was able to get as many reps as possible, semi-developed in the NFL in the smaller market teams, right? Because of the big market teams, the Jets ain't nowhere to. Everybody who's ever been picked one has flopped, and so like if you're in the small market team and you're the third quarterback on the roster and you came in, then you're gonna have a little bit more experience, right? So this is not. They need to find a different way to try to develop quarterbacks, because if you look in the last 10 years, you're not getting that many that are ones that could carry a team. Like, so,
I think we could be talking a totally different situation this time, say November next year, and this guy could have a Joe Burrow like year. Somebody put the stats on Joe Burrow's first game, and it was very similar when he went down to LSU. It was very similar to what Arch did. He ran a lot, one touchdown, one interception, like 150 yards. It wasn't nothing and then we saw what he did the next year. He set the whole world on fire. So I'm not ready to write the guy off. I'm just saying he's not the second coming right now. He might be the second coming, but he's not came anywhere. He's not even got up any kind of walls. He's not moved any kind of oceans or anything. Man, what do you think about that Clemson game? LSU, we're both wrong on that one. Looked like Nussmeier outplayed Kubik and LSU. They finally got that defense. It took them 2 years, but they finally got that defense squared away. Come back from that 7-point deficit. I thought we had them there for a little while, man.
I tell you,
on that game, great game, by the way.
Yeah, I tell you what, the SEC, the only team that lost in the SEC was Texas, right? So
Alabama too.
And I'm sorry, the only two teams that lost in the SEC were two of the top 5 ranked teams.
Yes,
which was Alabama and Texas.
Well, Alabama was 8th, I think.
Top 10, sorry. And so, this LSU team, man, I don't know if anybody want to play them. But the defense is scary, scary good. But again, let's get some points on the board. Let's build up on that and just try to keep the ball safe as possible. And they're going to be competitive, and I like that. But you playoff team, we don't know yet. So but I like the fact that they stayed in the game. I like the fact that the defense was there, and I was rooting for Clemson to win that because they're my pick. But
same here, right? Yeah.
But you want to see these games. You want to see them ultra competitive in the first few games, and so they can start that way and keep that way. And I liked it, and I didn't like the results, but I did like the play, and it's college football, man. That's what we want to see, right?
It's a great weekend. I loved it, man. I gained about 3 or 4 pounds. I hate to admit this, but I actually went through a half gallon of ice cream in 3 days, dude. I mean, just junk food, football, junk food, brother. Back on the diet this week. Florida State, Alabama. I don't know how long that Keelan DeBoer is going to last at Alabama. It's just a high expectations, and the fans are they're not tolerant of too much. I mean, this is a whole different world from Washington. I have a lot of missed tackles there. He's going to have to make some tough decisions on his staff, or they're going to look for ways to get him out of there even after 2 years. What's your thoughts on that? Florida State, Alabama. Rough loss for Alabama. Good turnaround for Florida State on the flip side.
Yeah, I mentioned that. I was like, I would love to see Florida State play better. I would love to see them, get in the swing of things and try to get in the ACC and do what everybody was rating them to do almost 2 seasons ago, that they were going to be maybe a dynasty. But listen, I know there's small little things that happen on the field that you're like, this is not a regular Alabama team mistake. These aren't regular Alabama mistakes that they do usually.
Big missed tackles.
But is that really a coaching thing, or is that a player? Look, players need to get the head out of the sky in the clouds and come back down to reality and play on the field. They are messing up their opportunity to play on the next level. That's not a coaching thing. That's a player thing, and it might be a little bit of both. But again,
I think it's more of both than it is.
The coach has to make these players accountable, and these players need to stop thinking that just because they're on the starting roster of Alabama, that they're going to be there for the next 5 or 6 games. I think that's what Saban was like. Listen, I will take you out. I don't care about where you were in high school.
Saban he may have stroked out in that game. I mean, he would have went off with those blow up tackles. They kept trying to blow people up and missing those tackles, and just big run after big run. I'm like, oh my God, these guys are so out. Man, he'd been chewing the staff out. He'd been chewing players out. That's what I'm saying. Put like old clips of him chewing players out. It's like, that's how you coach. You don't clap every time they make a mistake. You get into people's rear end. And that's something Saban didn't mind doing.
The thing about Saban was he didn't have to get in your face. He was safe, but he would keep you accountable. He wasn't going to blow you up, but you would blow up because you weren't playing. And he told you, and he made it, he made it clear in his own way, right? And he didn't have to be like Urban Meyer kicking people in the thighs or in the back of the calf. He made it obvious. He said, I want to win, and this is how we're going to win. If you don't want to play to win, you can play at practice. You're going to sit the bench at game day. So those kind of things, if this coach, I'm not sure that it's not that he's not doing, but again, make these guys, if they're making mistakes, if they're doing the things they're not supposed to be doing on the field, you got to get them off the field. You got to give other people opportunities that are willing to play and be competitive. And I think that in that retrospect is where the culture is kind of like slowly dividing and being away, because you don't want to see those mistakes on the football field because those is what causing you the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was frustrating to watch, man.
That's another thing. It's a terrible one. Super bad.
That was an awful game. All the games are great except for that one, and the UNC game, of course. But we didn't even put that on the board. But Notre Dame, Miami. I wish I wouldn't have talked you into taking MIA, but you did. I like what Cristobal's done with both lines. I like the fact that they got Carson Beck. He's not trying to do too much. Very good game. Looks like they found a receiver, that young guy there. Kind of reminds me of Tank Dell. I don't know his name. The little dude that kept getting open down the sideline there. Big win, beating a very good national championship contender last year, Notre Dame. What's your thoughts about that? Boy, that was a throwback kind of game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was good to be, again, the competitiveness, the guys going out there, trying to get, playing to win. That's what you want to see. When you gonna step up and get this consistently is what I'm saying on both teams, not just Miami and Notre Dame, but both teams. And let's kind of keep it. You had a great game. Let's keep having more great games. That's that. If I'm a coach, even if I lost, like, this was a great game. You guys did what you could. You lost. Now let's do it again next week. And play better and get the win, right? So you got to build off of whatever it is that you played, whether it's good or bad, and you got to move forward. And this is a step for both of these teams, win and loss, to move forward, be competitive, and stay in the mix of things. Because if they play like this, both teams will be in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, coming back 14 points. Notre Dame did not blink. I think that quarterback's pretty decent there. Notre Dame is just, man, I'm telling you, Marcus Freeman has just got that eye for talent. He kind of reminds me of Kirby Smart a little bit, the way he just brings these players in and gets everything out of them. Right. He gets everything out of those starts. I just felt like Beck had just a little bit more. Of course, you saw it at the very end. Got a little nervous. I thought they got a little conservative there, that Miami team. But it was a great kick there. Got the win. Defense stepped up, which they did not do last year. If they would have stepped up in that Syracuse game, they would have made the playoff last year. So kudos to Cristobal getting it right, man. There's a lot of stars out there. Michael Irvin running up and down the sidelines with skinny jeans on. Jimmy Johnson was at the game. That was a nice little throwback. Although I hated those teams. They were cocky and they were brash. But I love to see them get beat. They were kind of like the Yankees back in the day, but probably worse. I mean, wearing military fatigues to the games and everything. Okay, so that's the quick recap. Do you have your playoff contenders. Okay, do you want to do division winners? Whatever you got, or I can just tell you what I got, or we can compare notes or whatever. As far as the NFL, you will start in the NFC and work your way across. It doesn't matter if you will start in the AFC. It doesn't matter to me, Chief.
I don't have my phone on me right now.
Oh, because you're all through your phone. Okay.
So, but it's all right. Let's start. Let's start in NFC, and then we'll work our way on those divisions, and then work to AFC.
All right. Who's winning the AFC East in your opinion?
The NFC East.
NFC East. I said AFC, but if you wanted to start NFC, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, let's start NFC. That because we in New York. We in New York, and I think we'll be drafting again this year in the top 5.
So you're not picking the Giants to win the NFC.
I would love to, but as much as I'm a fan, I got to be a realist too. And and I do realize what kind of team there is, and I don't think that Dable will stay another year, and nor Schoen. And I see the Eagles and the Commanders fighting it on the last game, and it's gonna it'll probably depend on the Dallas and the Giants game in November that they usually have, whether either team goes one.
Wow.
So, yeah, I got it that close because I just feel like
think the Commanders are going to close the gap that much.
Yeah, like even though they had this ordeal with the wide receiver, and I just think that team is young. Is and it kind of reminds me of when the Eagles first won the Super Bowl. They had that young team, and had a few guys that were older just to give them some depth. But I think that this Washington team, the Commanders, they have good leadership from the top, and it spreads all the way to the bottom. The culture is different, and I think that's another reason why. The wide receiver was asking for more money as well. He's like, hey, that this is an ownership that usually he was like, this ownership that usually pays out, and he was hoping that they would pay them, and so that's one reason he went that way, and that's okay. Plus you got to pay the guy. He did fulfill his contract last year, and he should get a new contract. But other than all those issues with him, they're very solid all along the O-line. They might need one or two more guys, but what team doesn't? On the D-line, they're set. On the secondary, they're set. The linebacker, they might need a couple players there and there in the middle of the defense. But, this is the NFC that is very porous between the Giants and the Dallas Cowboys, and they'll be able to pick up games from them and the Eagles as well. So I think the Eagles for them to qualify to first or second. So
you got the Eagles winning it still? Or do you got Washington winning the East?
I think the Eagles will slide through, but they'll both be in the playoffs. Washington.
Okay. That is exactly what I have. I think I have the Eagles at like 14-3. Only thing that's going to beat the Eagles is themselves being complacent or a bunch of injuries. Injuries can beat anybody if you got enough of them. Even the Chiefs, the injuries can beat you. Even the Eagles. But I got the Eagles playing pretty well this year, and I got a 10-7 Commanders team sliding through. What do you think about the NFC South? I got a good feeling, but I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, you know me. My dark horse team has been Tampa Bay for the last 3 seasons, and I think they're still going to be
spot on there too. Yeah,
they're still going to be on and they're going to win that division for sure. Charlotte's going to come up. They're not going to. I don't think they'll win more than 9 games, but I'm interested to see if they can with Bryce being the quarterback there and him coming like with more confidence and having a little bit more weapons. And then when that where you got the Saints right now are more of the Aints than anything else.
Absolutely. Potentially number 1 overall pick, in my opinion.
Yeah. They right now this is I think it's a power struggle between ownership and coaching staff right now. Like, so I don't know what's going on over there, and that's just bad juju. And
so you got Tampa. Atlanta, is it like a one game type of thing like it has been, where it comes down to the last week or two? 'Cause I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
this
So
is,
Atlanta will fight for the last to
yeah.
clinch the last playoff spot, and probably with a NFC North team like the Bears or the Vikings or something like that, or probably
Okay.
no, probably Green Bay. That division is all over the place. So
Yeah. Now the South, same with them. I did have Atlanta coming up like one game short. It could go the other way, where Tampa or Atlanta could win and Tampa don't make it at all. But I think Atlanta's not going to make it, and Tampa's going to win the division. Uh, Man, because they just draft really well. I really like what I'm hearing about Emeka Buka, that other receiver there. This will be the third offensive coordinator for Baker Mayfield, but I get a sense that they're going to be fine. You know, the guy was the passing game coordinator with the Rams. And I tell you what, Todd Bowles, that defense, the drafting, yeah, it's hard to go against Tampa right now. Although Atlanta, they're hungry. They had James Pierce as an edge rusher. It could be one game that could go the other way, in my opinion. It's going to be Carolina in 3. And, of course, the god-awful Aints will be drafting a quarterback. By the way, the Saints have what's that guy's name? The 4th-round pick from 24's draft beat out Tyler Shuck, the guy they drafted out of Louisville. Remember, the 25-year-old quarterback? He ended up getting beat out. Who was that guy that used to play at South Carolina, but before that he played at Oklahoma? You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Shane,
and
what's his name?
yeah, no, I forget his name, but I told you that he was a sneaky quarterback because the last 3 games he played for the
Maybe
Saints.
he plays well, but I don't think so.
Yeah, no, but I like that he was competing, man. He was in there,
Yeah,
and he was doing very well compared to other guys who get picked in that round and don't do well at all. Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler, you beat me to it, brother. Good. Spencer Rattler is going to be the starter. They've been meaning to. They should have busted that team up 3 or 4 years ago. They've been over the cap about $100 million every single year, but the ownership don't want to fire this guy. He's Mickey Loomis, the general manager, is very stubborn, and ever since Breeze left. But anyways, we agree on that. We've still got time consensus here. The NFC North. What's your thoughts on that? I think it's a very competitive division, man.
Very, very competitive division. Of course, Detroit will come out of that division. Hines.
You think Detroit's going to win it?
I don't think they're going to win it all. I think they're going to come out.
Or they're going to win that division.
Win that division, but and I think that at this point, I still feel like the Vikings are better than Green Bay, and
Okay.
and I think the question is, what is Chicago going to do? Like, are they going to come out swinging, and are they going to pick up games, and will they be able to go 10+? And that's a question. I think every Chicago fan is like, they got the defense, now they got to make sure that they score enough points. And I'm not sure, but if they do that and can beat the Vikings in the second game and can beat Green Bay in 2 games, I would like that. Might be my dark horse, but it's not. That team is too.
Okay, so you got Detroit winning. Do you have any of the other teams making the playoffs, in your opinion?
I feel like if anyone other team that makes it. I'll go with the Vikings making it.
The Vikings?
Like if any, yeah, I feel like they'll make it. So
okay, but you're not 100% convinced that they will.
That's just too wide open right now in that division.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you my opinion of that. I had it yesterday, but I'm telling you live. I actually think it'll be a tiebreaker situation. The Packers at 11-6 will win that tiebreaker with Michael Parsons. They'll win that tiebreaker, and they'll finish first. The Lions will finish second with 11-6. The other 2 teams won't make it. Although I could see a potential Bears team. I had them going 6-11. I thought I was going to have them in the playoffs. They have a brutal schedule, man.
I know.
They got to play like Frisco, the NFC East. They play the AFC North. I mean, just hardcore guy after hardcore team. Just a very, very difficult schedule. It would be the top 5 most difficult, in my opinion, no matter what the actual statistics say on that. But they could win 9 or 10 games because of the talent they've accumulated. John Rostano, Bears fan, my friend, if you're listening. So, but I do have 2 teams making the playoffs. Obviously, Green Bay winning the division, and then the Lions, who they did lose 2 coordinators, but other than that, their defense is back healthy, and they've lost their center. That's it. The Lions are still a very good football team. They still could be a dark horse to win the Super Bowl, believe it or not.
Yeah. No, and I the Detroit Tigers. I mean, Detroit Lions is why I'm picking them. But what I don't.
That's probably the better pick. I'm probably over.
I don't believe in the Packers. I feel like it's a reach for getting Michael Parsons. Their defense was already in the top 5. They just need to score more points. And Michael Parsons doesn't give you points. He gives you stability on the defense, but no and depth, but he doesn't give you points. So that's why I don't feel like Green Bay is moving up in that chain like other people are excited about. I don't see the excitement. Points is what counts in this league, and if Love cannot turn it around and have MVP type caliber season, they're not going to do anything. And I don't believe in Love as far as being that type of quarterback. So
I don't believe in love. All you need is love. The little Beatles here. Okay, NFC West. I can give you my real quick opinion. So taking a drink of water. I've got the 49ers winning it, that division, but I got the Rams finishing second. The Rams also getting in the playoffs as that third wild card team. I think Seattle's a little overrated. They lost their 2 leading receivers, and they're really taking a chance with the Sam Darnold. And Arizona's going to fall apart like they always do, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on the NFC West, man?
I have a little bit of topsy-turvy. The NFC West right now is starting to sound like the NFC South, where the 49ers are revamping their team, trying to make it that shine on the gold luster, and it's not enough. You can't just shine up stuff and think that you can go through the season. And I feel like the changes that are made in Seattle will actually be enough balance in that team to give them the win out west.
Seattle's going to win the NFC West?
Yeah, I like their defense. It's young.
Okay.
I remember I always talked about that. They got a couple weapons that I like them, and I think the second team that comes out of there will be the Rams. So Seattle and the Rams.
They're good. The wild card. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That's good stuff there. Let's do the AFC East real quick. Who's your AFC East winner?
Again, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to say that the Jets will be picking number 3. They will have a better team this year as far as they will do a little bit better with the defense, but I don't think they got enough there to beat out this division. Buffalo is the number 1 favorite team. They're going to win the division, but it doesn't at this point. It's not going to matter. Miami will be 2 games short of making a playoff berth again.
Well, you really believe in Miami.
And then the Patriots, they're not. Them and the Jets are going to probably be the best game this season for 2 teams with for lack of words, are just trying to be competitive, and that's it. Like, what else? There's nothing else to talk about. Allen is an MVP type caliber quarterback. He can carry the Buffalo Bills to as far as a playoff, and that's as far as I'll ever get.
They're going to win the East, right?
Go in the East, and that's it.
Go to the AFC East. Okay. Let's do the AFC South, and then we'll do the AFC North. What's your thoughts on the AFC South winner?
I would have liked to say that the Titans would get, they revamp their team and they're going to go all out. But right now, I think they're just still in rebuilding mode. They got the new quarterback. I like that they gave them a lot of tools to work with. Sure. But I don't think they'll come out in that division as far as in the top. The AFC South, I like the Jaguars should be in competing with and competing, probably winning that division. Because the Texans, I feel
You
like
think they're going to win over the Texans? To win
Yeah,
the division?
the
Okay.
thing with the Texans is I think the Texans and Tennessee will actually be closer, and
Okay.
and to try to get that last playoff spot. But I don't see the Texans. I like CG Stroud. I like the defense, but there's just not enough. There's not enough depth and balance on that team. So it's kind of like the Titans 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro Football Focus has the Texans offensive line dead last in the league, 32nd since they got rid of Shaq Mason. They moved off him, and of course they traded Laremy Tunsil for a lot of defensive players. They got a new offensive coordinator. Totally with you. I also picked the Jacksonville Jaguars to win it. I got Tennessee going 5-12. That don't mean that they can win the division. I mean, you never know. You may get some unsung heroes there. We're totally agree there. I got Jacksonville winning that division, and the stock looking a little bit better for Trevor Lawrence. What's your thoughts on the AFC North? Very interesting division.
That's going to be the most competitive, I feel like.
Yeah, them three teams right there, man.
I feel like it'll be even more competitive than the AFC West. I see that the Pittsburgh now. Granted, Pittsburgh has Aaron Rodgers, but I'm not putting stake in that. I'm putting stake on the fact that their defense keeps them in games, and that they got a good kicking team, and they got good coaching there. And Aaron Rodgers, if he has a good season, can help propel this team to be very tough team and competitive in the playoffs. I have the Ravens winning that division.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I have the Bengals coming in second, and then if they can, the Steelers will get the playoff, the last playoff.
Wow. Well, we're right on the same page there. And of course, whatchamacallit probably won about 5 games, Cleveland. That's exactly what I put. At first I had Cincinnati, then I had a wake-up call. Baltimore's going to win this division. Cincinnati does make the playoffs. Pittsburgh, my prediction, they're going to get started off like a house of fire. I think they're going to start off 5-0 this year, and then they'll kind of teeter down to about 11-6. I do have them making the playoffs, man. They're really upgraded in a lot of spots. And forget about what the critics say. And I'm one of those critics, but it is what it is. They've really upgraded. If they stay healthy, they're going to win some games. But I do think age will catch up with them in the end. They'll teeter off at the end, but they'll still find a way to make the playoffs. Baltimore playoff. Obviously, they're going to win the division. They're going to make it. And then Cincinnati, yes. What are your thoughts on the AFC West, the all-competitive AFC West?
Yeah, for now, it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Anybody can take it because a lot of these teams are actually like almost the same. And I feel like the Kansas City is still going to win the division, and I don't know if this if this Charger team is it real or not, because they have a lot of guys that they're paying that are really have passed their peak and past their prime, and I feel like the second team on that is going to be. I know people are not going to like it, but the Denver Broncos. I feel like it's going to be Kansas City and Denver, and then this team, the Chargers, on the out trying to fight in to get in the playoff spot. And that'll probably be the playoff game to clinch to try to clinch the playoff to stay in the playoffs would be Pittsburgh versus the Chargers.
Okay, that's going to be interesting there. Of course, I told you last week, Kansas City, LA Chargers second. Denver feels a little bit overrated to me. They are a young team. We'll see. But I got a sense that Bo Nix has kind of hit his ceiling. He may have a little bit more range there, but I think he's real close to that ceiling. But we'll have to see. It's hard to tell about what those new defensive players are going to do.
All Bo Nix has ever done for me, from the time that he stepped on a college field to the time he stepped on an NFL field, is that he is consistently never giving up, always working hard, and a very competitive player. That's not all the skills that a QB needs, but them are the top skills that most QBs have. and this guy's going to keep this Broncos team in a lot of games, and I hope for his sake he can carry the Broncos into 3 or 4 games, and manifest this idea that I have that I want to see in the NFL playoffs.
Okay. What is your Super Bowl prediction, real quick, and who wins?
I haven't gone that far yet, and I was trying to figure it out, but I'm hoping to see the Ravens there. To be honest with you, and I don't want to hear about Buffalo anymore here in New York because Buffalo's third team in the media sounds as if Buffalo's been a dynasty for the last 8 seasons and they haven't done anything. So
you're saying Ravens and who else?
The Ravens and I want to see Washington. I want to see them play Washington, but it's probably going to be the Ravens versus the Eagles.
Ravens, Eagles, and is it Eagles repeat or what?
No, this will be the first time that Lamar takes it.
Okay. Ravens over the Eagles. I have Bills over the 49ers.
Oh, yeah, the 49ers in the mix? Oof.
Yeah, they get off the Niners go up to Philadelphia and knock Philadelphia out. And
McCaffrey's going to have a better game than Saquon?
They go up there and beat Philly in Philly, man, and get back to the Super Bowl only to lose to the Buffalo Bills. And Super Bowl MVP will be Josh Allen, and probably the regular season MVP will be Joe Burrow. How about that?
Yeah. So
my cartoon numbers, but we still got 5 games to get to this week.
What I've been harking upon, and what I'll stay on this. This is my stance on NFL quarterback. Is that Burrow and Allen will never win a Super Bowl if they stay on those teams. So they might get MVPs.
Right. I can argue with it.
Might be MVPs, but if they stay on a small market team, they'll never get.
Well, it ain't about small market. Kansas City ain't the biggest market in the world. Look at how many rings they got.
The difference.
Green Bay, look how small they are.
The difference with Kansas City in the last few years with Pat Mahomes is that they've been able to turn in young talent, and they've been able to turn over the old contracts to get more talent. So that's the difference. And a lot of teams like Cincinnati and Buffalo, they don't know how to turn over talent, and they don't know how to get new talent to where they haven't been in the Super Bowl, right? The only team that's been in the Super Bowl has been the Bengals, but they really didn't win. So.
No, they didn't win. 5 biggest games this week. I think Tennessee, Denver, because of one of the 5 biggest games is the Cam Ward show, plus a lot of hype coming in on Denver. Year 2 with Bo Nix. They got the playoffs last year. It's a big spread there, 8.5 points. Tennessee's offensive line, totally healthy. Possibly may get cornerback L'Jarius Sneed back as well. Every time that I pick Tennessee, when they're a big underdog like this, I usually get smoked as far as like taking the points. Yeah. But again, I'm going to do this again. I think Denver will win this game, but Tennessee will probably cover it. And this will be an under game. 20-14, Denver wins late. What's your thoughts on Tennessee at Denver? Could potentially be an upset if Titans protect the football and catch a few breaks.
Yeah, so this will be a coming out party for Mr. Cam to up and try to lead a team, but he needs to do it early. He needs to do it early. He needs to do it fast, and he can't give this Denver team an opportunity. 14 points behind, you got to be 27 points. You don't have the 27 points and beating them, in the third quarter by 10 points.
Dude, man.
Yeah, this team with this guy, with this quarterback back there, and Bo Nix. You cannot have him. You got to be ahead of him. You got to be ahead of him because he's going to be competitive, and he's going to keep the Broncos in the game.
Yeah. So what's your prediction, man?
I got Denver winning this game, though, don't I? On my sheet. Can you pull up my sheet?
You sent me a sheet. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
That's what you were saying. I thought you did. I didn't get. No, I didn't get it. I didn't get it, Chief. I'm online. I don't have my apps notes from the Mac, but you said he had Denver win it. I'll take your word for it. Minnesota, Chicago. Minnesota's actually favored in this game, although their left tackle is questionable. Hasn't practiced today. Today's Thursday, and they brought back Adam Thielen. You know that Jordan Addison has been suspended. This is one of the games he's going to be suspended. I'm going to go out on the limb and say the home team is going to upset. They're going to they've actually played. They played Minnesota pretty strong last year under Matt Eberflus. I like what Chicago's doing. I'm actually calling for Chicago to one of their wins is going to be Monday night. Monday night, the Bears 27-23. They beat the Minnesota Vikings, a team that won 14 games last year.
Yeah, so this would be one of the games that Chicago will win, which Minnesota
like Chicago too. Okay,
Minnesota's going to win the second, right? Because they have to play twice.
Oh, right. They'll be in Minnesota next time.
So this will be one that Chicago wins, and it's going to be close. It's going to be a kicking game. They're going to run the ball. It's going to be, they're going to try to make sure they see if they can use the weather to their advantage and on being outside. So they'll keep it close, and I see Chicago getting their first win and just trying to build momentum.
Nice.
So, I hope.
To be real on that one, I'm surprised you picked that one. Now the Lions are playing at Green Bay. They're actually underdogs. I'm surprised because they did sweep Green Bay last year. But we talked about two new coordinators for the Lions. Ragnow, they got a new center. This game's at Green Bay. Looks like Jaden Reed will probably play. Nate Hobbs is probably going to play. And this Dan Graziano, NFL Insider, said he'd be shocked if Michael Parsons didn't play. So he's saying Parsons is going to play in this game. I like the upset here. 31-27, Packers get the home win, set the tone for the season. This is one of their game wins. This is a big win for them. I hate going against Dan Campbell, but this week I do like the Packers. What's your thoughts about that game? Man, is that going to be a good game.
There's not enough cheese in the world to get this team to go up at home and stay.
Well, they're at home.
Yeah, no, to stay at home and be legit with Detroit. I feel like Detroit is upset that they didn't finish strong, and I'm not a big fan of their quarterback in Detroit, but I think he's going to go in there and then he's going to try to set a tone that they had last year and just keep going and flushing some teams out. And Green Bay is one of those teams that they don't have enough depth. They don't have a good quarterback. All they got is a defense, and they're going to be in the game because the defense is going to keep them in there, but they need to score points, and they're not going to have enough talent for that. So Detroit will win this game 31-14.
Wow. Well, that'd be huge for Dan Campbell if they got off to a start like that. Then you would be up by 2 then. All righty then. And, of course, last but not least – no, wait, we got 2 more. I'm sorry. Kansas City will be playing in Brazil tomorrow. And my man here, he's got all them streaming tips there. Kansas City will be playing in Brazil against the Chargers. That was a 3.5-point spread for Kansas City. It's down to 3. Kansas City healthy right now, other than Rashid Rice. That Josh Simmons, and I was really surprised this guy all throughout camp got healthy really quick. Not even on the injury report. I like that. I actually like the Chiefs. A lot of people are going the other way with this. I like the Kansas City Chiefs on this Friday game. It's going to be on YouTube, by the way. What a weird situation that is. Hopefully you won't have to order it. Is that going to be on YouTube for everybody, or is that going to be on YouTube?
It's supposed to be free for YouTube for the first week of the week.
Nice. I'll be driving Uber tomorrow. Between rides, I'll slip in and check out that game. 27-24. I like the Chiefs' last-minute field goal to beat the Chargers. Although I love hardball, but I got to call balls and strikes. I think the Chiefs bounce back and win this game, man.
Yeah, I think they'll get the 31 points. I think the Chargers will cap out at 24. I don't think they have enough firepower.
You like Chiefs to win this?
I like the Chiefs.
Okay, it'll be a good one. Can't wait in your former Jets.
I'm going with the over on this one.
Going to over? Okay, 27-24, 51. I think we both picked up. I think it's like 47, if I'm not mistaken.
46.5, yeah.
Yeah, so that all I want out of these Brazil games is nobody to get hurt. The field was very slippery last year. Remember, Jordan Love got hurt in this game in Brazil. Look, they said the field was slippery with the paint or something like that.
Yeah, they paint. They usually paint it to keep it from falling apart and getting soggy. So.
Yeah. Kind of like the Super Bowl a few years ago.
But they play on natural grass, so that's the difference.
Hopefully, the NFL addressed to that this year. These guys are big quality assets here for the NFL. Okay. Buffalo will host Baltimore, the biggest game of the week. Last but not least, Keon Coleman did tweak his groin, the wide receiver for the Bills. He was limited today. Looks like he'd probably play. Ravens probably won't have Isaiah Likely. And this fullback, Patrick Ricard, probably won't play either with the foot issue. I know Lamar's been a little banged up, but Lamar Jackson's not even on the injury report. It's a tough dude. 1.5-point favorite. I think the Bills put it away again. This time, 27-24, similar score to the Chiefs. Bills get the home win and set the tone here. If this were in Baltimore, I may go the other way, but I'm going to stick with Buffalo here to get the win on Sunday Night Football. I finally got that one right. What's your thoughts on that game, rematch of the divisional game last year?
That's right. And I believe that this time Baltimore will come through and will
Baltimore win? Okay.
27-24.
The other way. You're flipping the score. You got Baltimore. I got Buffalo. We'll see what happens, man. Baltimore, pretty deep team. They may be able to figure this thing out. All right. Anything else you need to plug? We did great on time tonight, man.
Yeah, no. Like, look, sorry I didn't have
kids back in school and everything.
Everybody just started today. It's the first day back in school for the New York City Department of Education. People are already stressed out. So it's been.
You already left your phone at the school. What'd you do that for, man?
Yeah, I've just been busy just getting the kids stuff together, and it's a good time of year. Sports is crazy right now. U.S. Opening's wrapping up over here. The Mets are coming back. They had a good weekend in Detroit.
Nice.
So too much stuff going on. Soccer teams are going crazy. Like some of these big teams playing, and it's fun, man. It's a fun time of year.
Yeah, I'll have to start getting a baseball update the closer we get to the whatchamacallit, man, to the playoffs. So,
all
right, Dan.
Good time of year.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, man.
New Yorker, everybody.
You didn't talk about Tennessee winning. You didn't talk about Tennessee winning.
Oh, the Vols? Yeah. Nico, Aguilar with the Vols here, it looks like he's picked up better on that offense for Tennessee. I'll say that. Tennessee still got a gape and hole, in my opinion, in the middle of their defense. They give up a lot of stuff across the middle still. They need a defensive tackle type of player here. Next week, they play Georgia, and they're going to get hammered probably by Georgia. That being said, it looks like they didn't really lose anything with Nico, who looked terrible with the UCLA Bruins. What's your thoughts, real quick? 1 minute.
And listen, you trade quarterbacks, and they end up coming, taking each other.
Tennessee comes out pretty good.
Yeah, and Tennessee comes out better on the top than the high-paying NIL paying UCLA Bruins. So you don't always get what you pay for. So look, football's football, and you got to play the game on the field, not on paper. Let's go, Rocky Top.
You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. And Tennessee needed to win. Wish they could just have a Albert Haynesworth and a John Henderson fall down from the sky before they play Georgia next week. But that's called wishful thinking. Mad New York. That one, I'm sorry. I tried to find it. School's back, and Carlos getting everything squared away. NFL opening weekend. Tennessee may upset Denver this week.
I hope it's a good game. I hope it's competitive.
Yeah, hey, I think it'll be a fourth quarter game. Let's have a final round of applause for the man. It's like David Letterman out here, Chief. All right, buddy. Have a good night, man. Thank you, everybody.